Look, I would definitely say resilience. That's what comes to mind. You need resilience because when you come out of studying and you start applying for jobs, you'll face more rejections than yes. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. And so you'll need resilience. Even when you get into a job, regardless of what you have studied, you're going to have to learn certain things from scratch, and you're going to need resilience. When you're faced with challenges, you're going to need resilience. When you have to, for example, relocate, maybe keep the same job or change jobs, you're going to need resilience. And so I think that resilience for me is one of those skills, skills that are invaluable. If you look at scientists and researchers, people are able to come up with innovation, people are able to come up with discoveries because of resilience. If you look at startups, they need resilience. If you look at entrepreneurs, they need resilience. If you look at asset managers, if you look at a fund, you're going to have to be resilient and not disinvest, just because the market looks dicey. So I can't find a place where you don't need resilience. So I would say for me, that is the one skill that you need regardless of where you are. It's going to sound so tacky, but be yourself. I held back on so much of who I am and who I want to be, because I thought that I had to fit a specific box. And it's kind of difficult when you don't even know what that box is or it keeps moving. So if I could give myself advice, I would say, be yourself. I have dance parties in my bedroom, and for some of you, that's like, okay, we do that all the time, but I couldn't even do that. I speak up and I challenge people at work over the last couple of years, and before I couldn't do that because I didn't think that was allowed. So I think if I could give myself, and this is the advice that I give to my kids, is genuinely to be yourself, because when you are yourself, you get to see the things that you're strong in. You get to see the things that you like about yourself. You get to see the things that you're like, that really doesn't look good on a human being. I need to change that. And so I would say, if you are yourself, then you actually get to live the life that you want, right? Because all these things come up, the good and the bad, and then you can work on the not so good, and you can hold on to the really good stuff. And so when I decided to give myself freedom to be myself, I realized, hey, it's okay to be hardworking. It's okay to be proactive. It's okay to have attention to detail. It's okay to love people. I'm a mama bear at work. Everybody knows they can come to me. Right? And when I allowed myself that, I found freedom. But I also got to see that, being a mama bear sometimes it means you meddle in people's business. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So if I could give myself, my younger self, advice, it would be to just be yourself. Everything else comes out when you are yourself, and you get to keep the good, and you have an opportunity to change and work on the not so good. Yeah, very difficult. I have found myself in boardrooms where I am the only female. I found myself in boardrooms where I'm not the only female, but I'm the only Black person. Now, back in the day, that used to be a card. You'd be like, yeah, I'm the only Black. You don't want to be the only Black person. You want to be able to break through that door, get in and leave it open for other people to come in. So a little bit about it, it has been difficult. But I think it's when I slowly started to give myself the freedom to be myself that I realized that I am needed in that room, that my opinions are needed in that room, that my background is needed in that room. I said in my address earlier on that there are problems that are still not being solved because we have the wrong people sitting in those decision-making tables. And so as I allowed myself as a woman of color, guys, there used to be people who had problems with my dreadlocks. For you guys, youngsters, it sounds weird, but people had issues with it, silly things like those. But when you then decide, okay, I know that I'm good, I know that I have something to bring here to the table, and you focus on your work and you decide, okay, I'm not going to fight that. I'm just going to prove that I'm a human being. I'm good at what I do and I deserve to be here. And the fact that I have dreadlocks and I have got, whatever it is that people don't like about me, falls by the wayside. And I feel that there are battles to be won, but I also feel that we also need to be careful that we are fighting the right battles. If you have been given an opportunity to be in a space, be darn good at it. Be very good at it. Decide that I'm going to make an impact. Whether I'm here for 6 years or 6 months, I'm going to make an impact. And so that then allowed me to be comfortable in my own skin. There are times where I would walk out of a meeting, I would walk out of a room, and somebody would say, did you realize you were the only whatever? You're the only white person. Oh, white person. You're the only black person. You're the only person with dreadlocks, or you're the only female. And I didn't even realize that anymore, because those things don't matter to me anymore. It's about, I'm here to make a difference. And then after a while, then yes, I can go like, wait a minute. I've been in this meeting 6 times and I'm the only one here. How do we bring someone else in? But we need to fight the right fight, which is to say, I'm here, pretty good at what I'm doing, and I'm making a difference, and I'm here to stay. And then you leave that door open for the next person. I think everyone expects to be one grand answer as to what keeps you motivated. What keeps me motivated right now is one, living a legacy, right? I've decided that I'm not going to look back when I'm 60 to go like, oh, what did I do? When I entered my late 30s, I thought, what kind of legacy do I want to leave, right? And to live. Nice one. What kind of legacy do I want to leave, right? And then I started working towards that. But 10 years ago, that wasn't what kept me motivated. 10 years ago, when I was in my 30s, yes, that's how old I am. What kept me motivated was being good at what I do, right? 10 years before that, when I finished varsity and I started working, my motivation then was, who am I? Can I do certain things? Can I try certain things to figure out who I am? So what keeps you motivated evolves. Right now, what keeps you motivated is like, heck, can I just get 50% on that? Just that one, if I get 50%, the others I know they're fine. And it's okay for that to keep you motivated. Let it motivate you. Let it allow you to finish. Remember what we said about choose to grow in each season of your life? Let that motivate you to finish and to complete that phase of your life. And when you move into the next phase, something else might motivate you. We are such complex human beings. We grow and we evolve. It doesn't make sense for us to have only one thing that motivates us. So allow those different things to motivate you, because when you allow them, for someone like me, I look back and Ganyezi says to me, I just want to earn 50K minimum. I'm not gonna look down on you and go like, you need to have a purpose. You need to be willing to uplift people. You need to lay your life down for Black professionals. I'm not gonna expect that from you. I'm gonna understand that. Because when I was 20, I just got married and I had 2 kids and I just started working. I needed to put food on the table, right? And so what motivates you evolves as you grow, as you learn, as you focus on different things in your life. So look to where you are and look to what you're willing to do, and let that motivate you to say, I'm going to be pretty good at being a student. I'm going to be pretty good at being an intern. I'm going to be pretty good at being a mother, or whatever it is that you are, and let that motivate you. I hope that answers your question.